Yo, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Lebo from Maglazana Tech, and we're out here at 22 on Sloan for this year's GEW African Bank's Hackathon. So the hackathon kicked off with registration. We had the participants walking through the precinct in their bags, duvets, and pillows. For the next 42 hours, they'll be hacking away. We also had speeches from the partners of the hackathon, being 22 on Sloan, African Bank, and obviously Geek Culture. The children from the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation were also here at 22 on Sloan, and we were honored by his presence, the Honorable President Kgalema Motlanthe, as well at the precinct. So it was quite an amazing experience. He got to listen to some of the questions that the kids from his foundation had around the Fundani application, which is a generative AI application. We also got a chance to have a chat with African Bank's representative.
Yeah.
What would be those problems that corporates and startups face that ideally would be solved in this hackathon?
Yeah, I think it's very important level to also just the going understanding of organizations such as maybe where we come from, like African Bank, have always, especially maybe if you just name it as a bank, they come across as maybe institutions that extract value from our people, or maybe extracting value from our customers. But we've kind of going through a rebrand, especially with the Accelerate 25. Our vision and mission is to also acknowledge that we are the bank for the people. And how we do that is in our role that we play, as well as acknowledging our role in society. And then that actually, brings us to become human with them, and also just make sure that we also are participating in our growth together. So we don't see them as customers anymore. These are the community that actually lives with us. And we try to take technology and kind of marry that with the work that we do. It's very important that we are intentional in those intentions, and that's how we show up at work. And when we came up with the challenges, and you see some of them, not necessarily that they are maybe 100% technical, and then they're gonna provide a value that is also maybe coming from the fintech space. We also just said, what are the ways that can enable such maybe advancements that can be made later on.
And African Bank is trying to showcase itself in the fintech space, that they do have the capabilities to be one of the leading fintech banks, So, and one of the aims of that hackathon was to bring in university students as well as young students to and expose them to the world of tech, and possibly onboarding some of those students into the different departments, which was really great. So the difference between that hackathon and this hackathon is that now we opened it up to more people over and above the young students as well as the university students. This one then is just aimed at spurring innovation, and now we're specifically focusing on the African Bank's fintech challenges. And post this hackathon, we're hoping that these solved challenges will be then implemented within the bank. So how do we see this relationship evolving? Is that really this will really spur innovation among the youth, and also this would be maybe a platform where African Bank can test out some of their products, or take some of the solutions that have been developed here and implement them within the bank. As you know, that African Bank is a bank for the people, by the people, and given the hackathon, this is basically a platform where then they take solutions from the people on the ground and implementing it to serve the people within their communities.
Please tell us a bit about the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation. What is it about?
Well, the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation is about a lot of things, but what has brought us here today is their interest in youth development and in preparing for South Africa's future leaders. So today particularly we're here to observe the hackathon and to expose our learners who are not necessarily from the more advantaged communities, to introduce them to alternative fields and alternative careers.
Yeah, that's good to hear. So overall, the event went well, and the following day, which is day 3, was obviously the final pitches from all the contestants and the final round of judging, and the announcement of the top 3 winners of the GEW African Bank's Hackathon. And the prize money, as we know it, was split 3 ways. So the prize money was 200,000 Rand. First prize was 100,000 Rand, second prize was 60,000 Rand, and third prize was obviously 40,000 Rand. We got to speak to the winners. They were quite excited.
I think maybe when we thought about the challenges that we could put to the participants, we were very cognizant of the fact that they also have been in hackathons before, but the challenges that we're going to put forward were such that we needed to stretch them, because we also take into consideration that technology is advanced. I mean, last year, 22 December, that was when we got introduced to the first AI that they put out there, and I think from there onwards, AI as well as maybe ML or maybe any other generative models that have been coming out has just been, wow, it can do that. Wow, did you know it can do that? So every time when we hear about the new advancements in AI has always been...
They are looking forward to African Bank actually making these applications a reality. So yeah, man, stay tuned to Maglazana Tech as we bring you more of this type of content. We're signing out. This is Lebo from Maglazana Tech, and keep it real.